Welcome in, David Roy here in the broadcast booth as we get you set up for the first of this two-game series between the Maroons and the Westlake Chaparrals as Austin High comes into tonight looking to get back on the winning side of things. They, swept Del Valley to open up district play last week. Didn't quite go their way. They fell short in both games, and really that first game against Dripping Springs last week on the cusp of a really impressive comeback attempt. Couldn't keep it going. They got run ruled in that one, and unfortunately run ruled again on Thursday night, and maybe more unfortunately, on Friday night last week. And I think the worst part about Friday night last week, if you're Austin High, is the loss of Jason Martinez. And we don't have a status update. Even if we did, we couldn't give it to you. But he is not out here tonight. He is not expected to be out on the field here tonight for the Maroons. So there's a couple of shakeups here for Austin High as we get you set up and squared away here. Among them, some of the big changes that you will see, and it's a lot. Make no mistake about it. As among them, you have infield changes. You have some outfield changes with the loss of Martinez. Now, part of this outfield change is about what we saw last week when Martinez came out and was on the mound when he got the start against Westlake, and that is Waylon will get shifted over from right field into center field, and Landon Shipper will take his place out in right field. We'll get you the rest of the defensive lineups here in just a moment for Austin High, so you can take a quick peek as we get you squared away. Beautiful night here out at Warner Field, home of the Chaparrals of Westlake, who come into tonight looking to improve and keep pace. Westlake, folks, we'll pull up the district standings, but if you were enjoying seeing Westlake at the bottom of the division or at the bottom of the district, I hope you enjoyed it while you could, because that's not the case anymore. It didn't last very long. They finally hit district play, their schedule, and they're 2-0, and because of it, currently tied for second place with Lake Travis sitting in behind a Dripping Springs team that's currently got this district in a handhold, and they've got it in a vice. And we've seen how impressive that Dripping Springs team was. Talked to Melvin about it, that it's one of the best and most complete teams that he has seen. And it's a team that was a strike away from making a state title appearance. So you have that element to it. The other part of it then becomes the emphasis of this game. If you're Austin High, the loss, getting swept last week, drops you down in the district. And we'll pull up those district standings here for you. But it pulls you into a spot, if you're Austin High, all of a sudden now you're down in fifth place in the district, having to battle your way back, and that sets up a really important matchup and a date with Bowie in the next couple of weeks here that you have to set that up, that you have to take care of business, not just against Bowie. You still have the Aikens series on the schedule, which, that you kind of view as a get-right series if you're Austin High. Should not be too bad for the Maroons. The way Dripping Springs played them, the way Austin High's been playing of late. Kind of a get-right game, right, if you're Austin High. But it's the importance there of taking care of business, and then it's going to come down to, like it does in football season as it currently stands, to that Bowie game. In this case, that Bowie series. Austin High is going to have to take care of business in that one. And then if you can steal a game against Westlake here tonight, that'd be great. If you can steal a game against Lake Travis, that would be great. So, you have all those elements as part of it. And tonight, of course, kids' night here for the Chaparrals and Westlake. And you have the umpires just now showing up, getting you here to the concourse. We talked about Austin High coming into this and some of the changes. Let's pull those up for you here on your screen. course, we'll pull these up a little bit later, but throughout, as it stands right now for Austin High, some names you would expect, some names that don't change, and some names that you have a few changes to go with it. Carter Hayden gets a start off the mound. He's been really, really good, really efficient off the mound for Austin High pitching this season. He's really kind of been the ace. He's not maybe Jake Beck, right? We talked about Beck and how good he is off the mound for Austin High. Maybe not quite there. Certainly, I think you can make a case that he's on pace for that. He has done really, really outstanding work off the mound for Austin High so far this season, and, they like to open up those series with him. We'll see if they kind of change tactics a little bit. Now, normally Martinez has kind of been that reliever. He's been that next guy up, kind of closed out. He does have a save on the season. Carter Hayden's got a win on the season as a starting pitcher. And the other element then to it that comes with that is you have now, because of Martinez, because, Mardiak's been a little bit questionable in terms of his arm, he tweaked his off the mound in the in the Liberty Hill game again as part of the Leander tournament. You now have to ask questions about the depth of the bullpen and the rotation in behind Carter Hayden. Who's going to get the start on Friday? I would expect it would be Bradley Rodriguez. He's really, worked himself into being that number 2 starting pitcher for Austin High. Shooter, we know he can throw. He can come in and pitch pretty well off the mound. Dominguez, we've seen, he's come in. He's been pretty good as a pitcher as well. So you have all of those elements coming into this. Of course, as mentioned, because there is no Martinez, still unclear as to what happened. No, he got, something with his throwing arm last week against Dripping Springs, but that's about it. And we certainly hope that he is okay. But, it kind of opens up the door. And you talk about next man up opportunities. It opens up the door now for Whalen to move over to center field. He's looked pretty good when he's been out there at that center field spot. Landon Shipper moves over to right field. And then some infield changes. And this is kind of the more interesting part. I thought Jimmy Bramble's been doing really well. They've pulled Bramble. Bramble will not be playing tonight unless it's as a courtesy or in a pinch situation. Bodie Mardiak then will get the start at first. Dane Calvert then will get the start at second for the Maroons. And that's how we open up the door and set the stage for Austin High and Dripping Springs. And, of course, we'll round out your infield here. Patrick Bird at shortstop. Zach Huff playing at third base, holding it down. And then Carter Hayden off the mound with his battery mate, Osby Contreras. So that sets the defensive lineups here for Austin High. Looks like we're about ready to get set for the national anthem and introduce everybody. So we'll take a quick break. We'll pay a couple bills when we come back. We'll get started for opening pitch here from Werner Field.
At Horizon Bank, we're from here. With over 100 years of experience serving Central Texas customers and headquartered right here in downtown Austin, we're proud to support our community and the athletes who keep it strong. Stop by any of our Austin and Central Texas locations and see how we can help you meet your goals. We'd love to meet you. Or you can visit us on the web at horizonbank.com.
Patrick Bird. In the cleanup spot, in center field, number 3, Luke Whalen. Batting 5th in right field, number 23, Landon Shipper. Batting 6th and catching, number 21, Osby Contreras. Batting 7th, the third baseman, number 13, Zach Huff. Batting 8th at second base, number 2, Dane Calvert. And batting 9th, and on the mound, number 5, Carter Hayden. Alejandro Arianes is the head coach of the Austin High Maroons. Ladies and gentlemen, the rest of the Austin High Maroons. And now the starting lineup for your Westlake Chaparrals. Leading off in center field, welcome back, number 1, Lane Johnson. Batting second, your shortstop, number 4, Austin Knox. Batting third and catching, number 12, Mateo Rincon. In the cleanup spot, your designated hitter, number 27, Owen String. Batting fifth and patrolling left field, number 18, Hayden Chung. Batting third, your right fielder, number 30, Bennett Russell. Batting seventh, at first base, number 25, Colin McClure. Batting eighth, at second base, number 10, Ty Covert. And batting ninth, please welcome your third baseman, number 20, Ripken Street. And on the mound for your Westlake Chaps tonight as we open play here with Austin High, it's number 24, Finn Breitenbach. The Chaparrals are coached by Danny Wallace and assisted by Ashley Newts. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats and, of course, pay your respects to the right center field power alley as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And joining us to play our national anthem, please welcome the Bridgepoint Bobcat Singers. Look up for the Bobcat Singers.
Okay, so you got the Bobcat Singers here of Westlake.
Lowen Johnson from Forest Trail Elementary. Lowen Johnson, you're the first winner of tonight's drawing for Youth Night.
They got a Youth Night, they got the drawings, they got it all here tonight. As Austin High get set. We'll see Bodie Martiak on the mount, or at the plate first, rather. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and set for you the defensive lineups here of Westlake and the Chaparrals. Breitenbach will get the start off the mound. Mateo Rincon, his battery mate, from behind the plate. And then from around the infield, Colin McClune out at first. Kai Covert out at second. Ripken Street out at third base, or shortstop here, Austin Knox. And then the outfield from left to right, Hayden Chung, Lane Johnson, and Bennett Russell. Feels like I've seen most of this lineup for, Westlake for the last couple years. It certainly seems like Rincon is a name that is not unfamiliar. Johnson's not unfamiliar. Seen McClune and Knox out here before. Breitenbach we've seen. It's nothing new, and nothing we haven't seen a few times here before for Austin High. Let's set for you the Maroon batting order. I already mentioned you'll see Bodie Martiak leading you off here tonight to get everything started. And the rest of that top third of the lineup, not a lot changed. Still Bodie Martiak there at the first, filling in for Martinez, of course. But then you've got Charlie Dice batting in the 2-hole spot. Patrick Bird still holding down at the 3. Luke Whalen then moves up. He's batting cleanup at the 4-hole slot. Landon Shipper batting 5th. Osby Contreras holding down that 6-hole spot. And then the bottom third of the lineup, Zach Huff, Dane Calvert, and then Carter Hayden. We'll close you out here for the Maroons in terms of their batting order. So we are officially set to get you started. And Austin High will look to get things rolling. This wind, there's a little bit of a kind of a gusting breeze. It's an interesting setup out here at Westlake, right? Because you're set up baseball-wise right behind the football field, the doubles, the soccer fields. You got soccer game going on, baseball game going on. Saw lacrosse practicing earlier. As we get started, here's Bodie Martiak to open things up. This one will go for ball 1. And Martiak pops this over to second. Cannot beat the throw in time to first. And that'll be a quick 1 out. Brings Charlie Dice to the plate now.
Number 4, left fielder, Charles Dice.
So quick 1 up, 1 down here for the Maroons. Dice will get you started here. See if he can't get on a bag. It was a nice job by Martiak. Made contact, just couldn't get on. Comes back, takes a 1-0 here from Breitenbach. A wind up here from Breitenbach, the left-handed pitcher. Just catch the upper outside corner, going away from Dice. Some of the challenges for the Maroons. Pitch on the way. This one down below the zone. So that'll put Dice out in front here. 2-1 on the count for him. The wind-up pitch on the way. Breitenbach downstairs yet again. Back-to-back pitches low. Beneath the zone. Can't get quite sit up. Here will come back, Breitenbach, and that'll be a ball 4. Puts Dice on a bag. So Breitenbach having a tough time early here, finding the strike zone.
Number 6,
and that'll bring Patrick Bird to the plate with 1 on here for the Maroons. Bird with an opportunity. Pitch here. In for strike one. Get you a nice wide view of everything to offer here tonight at Warner Field. Dice on the move, and Patrick Bird will foul it away. So that'll set Bird down behind in the count 0-2. Breitenbach, after Dice went on the pitch that Bird fouled off, now Breitenbach aware of it, comes back, keeps Dice honest on it, and they'll go right back to him over here at first. Breitenbach making a couple throws over to McClune and forces Breitenbach to have to look that way. Time call taken here by Bird. 0-2 count. There's Breitenbach. Pitch on the way. That's down inside below the knees for Bird. Ball one. So that's a 1-2 count. And this pitch. Call that a pitch out. High outside, Rincon pops up. I think they were expecting Dice to go after not going back that way. Here's Bird, waves over the top of that one for strike three. So that'll be two away, brings up Luke Whalen.
Now batting center fielder number 3, Luke Whalen.
And Whalen now will come to the plate. He's got one on, but 2 outs already. And Dice being forced to stick to the bag like glue thanks to the efforts of Breitenbach off the mound. Pitch on the way here from Breitenbach. Whalen gets a piece of it just underneath. Fouls it straight back. Shipper on deck here for Austin High. Dice on the move. This throw died on him from Rincon. It just kind of dropped in and then I guess bounced the rest of the way. Still out. And Dice gets caught stealing to end the top of the first inning. Still scoreless here from Warner Field. Carter Haynes going to look to keep it that way. We'll be right back after a word from Covert Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm Jenny Covert. Welcome to Covert Chevrolet in beautiful Bastrop, Texas, where small town values drive big time savings. At Covert Bastrop, we understand what matters to you most. A good deal, great service, and dealing with people you trust. What matters to you matters to us. Rooted in family values since 1909, the Coverts have been serving Central Texas for 6 generations. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Chevrolet, Highway 71 in Bastrop. Together, let's drive. CovertBastrop.com.
Welcome back in. Set for you the defensive lineups for Westlake. Let's get you their batting order here. And we'll sneak in just again real quick the Maroon defensive lineup. So your lineup here for Westlake. Johnson will get the start at the plate here. He'll lead the way. Followed by Austin Knox. Mateo Rincon rounds out the top third of the lineup. Then Owen Strain, Hayden Chung, Bennett Russell in the middle third of the order. And then to round it out, Colin McClune, Kai Covert, Ripken Street. And that is your Westlake batting order here tonight. Set for you again, just real quick, a brief reminder for those of you just tuning in, catching up with us. The Austin High defensive lineup here for the Maroons. Carter Hayden gets a start off the mound. He has been really, really good. Take a look there. Bodie Marniak over at first, Dane Calvert at second, Patrick Bird at shortstop, Zach Huff at third. Contreras is Marniak's battery mate, and then Dice, Whalen in for Martinez, and Shipper takes a Whalen's spot out in right field with Whalen sliding over to center field. That's the order of things here tonight for the Maroons. Carter Hayden comes out, ball one. Comes back, attacking that outside edge, and he'll even up the count at 1-1 here for Lane Johnson. Oh, righty versus lefty here. Carter Hayden throws right-handed. Johnson in that left-handed batter's box as Hayden works himself up to a 2-1 count. Hayden takes time, sets, delivers. Johnson pops this over to Huff. He'll skip its way to him. Huff fields it cleanly, and that's one away here thanks to Zach Huff. Ground out from Lane Johnson brings Austin Knox to the table for the Chaparrals. So Hayden off the mound. Knox slides back over to that right-handed batter's box. He is up on the plate. Here's Hayden. Pitch on the way that's down. Working the outside lower corner. Just misses the zone. So he'll get out ahead 1-0 on the count here for Carter Hayden. And delivers, again working outside. Ball two, though, for the Maroons. Pitch on the way here, downstairs, ball three. And so Carter Hayden, Austin Knox battling it out. Knox right now seemingly getting the better. Got to think he'll take here with the ball three, and he will. And Carter Hayden will walk Austin Knox voluntarily on a ball four. That'll bring up Mateo Rincon here for the Chaparrals.
Now batting the catcher, number 12, Mateo Rincon.
Pitch on the way. Contreras fumbled with it. The throw, not quite in time, though. Well, let me rephrase. Contreras' throw was in time, but because Bird comes over, he just sort of whiffs on the tag. Either way, Knox able to advance over to second on the ball one. And by the way, that throw is in time, even in spite of Contreras having to fumble for it, trying to get out of the glove to get a handle on it to make the throw over to first. Pitch on the way. This chopped and into foul territory. Smack down right in front of the plate. Skips its way over. So a 2-1 count here for Carter Hayden with a runner in scoring position for Mateo Rincon. This pitch in there from Hayden goes for strike two. And Carter Hayden with a big strike three gets Rincon to cut over the top. That's two away here for the Maroons.
Now batting DH number 27, Owen Strain.
And that brings Strain to the plate for the Chaparrals. It's been some pretty good battles out here on this field. Austin High trying to set up another one. 2 outs already. 1 in scoring position. Here's Carter Hayden, fits this in for strike 1. 0-1 count. And Carter Hayden right now just doing his part. If he can just keep things even, keep it in reach, make a little magic happen. This one chopped down the line. What a stop by Bodie Martiak. And then tags it up for out number 3. It was a ground ball, hard struck. And if Martiak doesn't stop it, it's not only a base hit. Got to think a run would score for Westlake and keep the inning going. And what a great job by Martiak. Able to trap it. Comes down the line, makes a tag at first, and that'll retire the side. So 1 frame down and in the books. And we're still scoreless here from Warner Field. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors here on the Vibe Live Network.
Nance Orthodontics is committed to providing the highest quality orthodontics for the Austin community. Dr. Nance is a board-certified orthodontist and offers Invisalign and braces to create beautiful smiles. Our friendly team is passionate about creating beautiful, life-changing smiles for all ages. With the latest technological advances, patient comfort and happiness are our highest priority. Give us a call for your complimentary consultation today.
Almost every day, banking touches some aspect of your life, from growing your business, saving for retirement, or planning for future generations of your family. That's why it's so important to pick the right financial partner. The good folks at Plains Capital Bank have deep roots in Austin, serving Central Texas owned and operated businesses for over 20 years, from commercial real estate to managing your wealth. You can find them at plainscapital.com or call them at 457-7500. And when you talk to them, be sure to tell you that my friend Paul said hello, member FDIC.
Welcome back. Luke Whalen up. He didn't get to finish his at-bat last time up. Dice got caught stealing, but right now Whalen down in the count 0-2. And big swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Down goes Whalen.
Up to bat, number 23, right fielder, Landon Shipper.
That's how Landon Shipper will come to the plate for the Maroons. With 1 down already. And this pitch outside, ball 1. Shipper will foul off the 1-0 offering. So it'll even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Osby Contreras on deck for the Maroons. And the 1-1 count throwback here in strike 2. And Shipper. This one down and away from Landon Shipper. That'll go for an even count yet again. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch just misses. Again outside. So an even full count. And Shipper will foul off the payoff pitch. So we'll do it again. Pitch on the way from Breitenbach, and it's down there for ball 4. Landon Shipper will get on a base with 1 out.
number 21.
And Shipper dangerous on the base pass. Normally he's who you turn to as a courtesy runner. Got a lot of speed. He's stolen a couple bases this season. Could do so again here if Coach A is feeling his oats. Pitch on the way. No, throwing out goes in air. Then McClune trips over Landon Shipper as Shipper dove back to the bag. And that'll go as an air and advances Shipper 90 feet. Shipper stayed down. McClune was trying to go up and over him. The throw from Breitenbach was just too high. And it's a pretty significant error. Puts a runner now in scoring position here for Contreras. I'll swing and miss for strike one. And this pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. Big wave over the top of it. 0-2 count. Contreras standing in. Breitenbach peeks over his shoulder, comes back, delivers, and it's down low. It's a good look from Contreras. Ball one on the count. So 1-2 count here. Maroons trying to get on the board first if they can. Pitch on the way from Breitenbach, upstairs, ball two. So Contreras battling his way back here. Zach Huff on deck for him. 2-2 count. Pitch from Breitenbach, upstairs yet again, ball three. So above the zone, have to wonder how long Westlake will leave Breitenbach out there. I know he's a pretty good pitcher, but he's in danger of walking yet another batter, and this time they'll not get there. Contreras swings, cuts over the top.
Now batting number 13, third baseman, Zach Huff.
That'll be two away, brings Huff to the plate here. The third baseman of the Maroons. One in scoring position. Huff has had some pretty crucial at-bats this season. Here would be an opportunity for another one. Takes this downstairs below the zone. Opportunity for Huff to drive one in. Base hit should score. As long as he can push it out into that gap. And there is a pretty big gap. Your center fielder has shifted over. Check swing here from Huff. And does go for strike one. He didn't come around, but I don't think it mattered. I think they got that upper outside corner of the zone from Breitenbach. So an even 1-1. Pitch on the way. Huff. Trying to get a little clarification there. So 1-2 count. That got called for strike two. Huff didn't think so. And he'll call time and step out of the box. Kind of reset himself here. One-two count. Pitch on the way from Breitenbach. And that does get called for ball two. So 2-2 count. Big spot here for Huff. Pitch on the way. It's outside. Ball three. Full count. Dane Calvert on deck here for the Maroons. Will he get a plate appearance here in the second, or will he have to wait till the third? I'll have to wait till the third. Huff. Nice pitch from Breitenbach. Huff can't connect, and so we're through 1.5. Still scoreless here on the Vipe Live Network. Your home for Maroon Baseball.
Maroon Baseball is supported by Austin's oldest independently run pharmacy, Terrytown Pharmacy. Founded in 1941, Terrytown Pharmacy has been family owned and operated since 1950, and the Newberry family is loyal forever. Visit Terrytown for great customer service, incredible gifts, and necessities. If you haven't transferred your prescriptions yet, give them a call. Thank you, Terrytown Pharmacy, for your consistent annual support of Maroon Athletics. Terrytown Pharmacy, online at terrytownpharmacy.com.
Huh. Guess I'll call Radiant.
Hey, come back here. I got this.
I just didn't feel appreciated. I was leaking for days and they never helped.
Here, this will help. Your toilet shouldn't run. But if it does, call Radiant.
Welcome back in. Maroons come in looking to hold serve here if they can do
Now
so.
batting left fielder number 18, Hayden Chung.
Chung will come to the plate for Westlake. Really, right now, both teams, couple of hits, couple base runners, couple walks so far. But all told, not getting a lot of help around them when they get on a bag for both sides right now. Runners are being left stranded here and there. 1-0 count here from Carter Hayden. Just missed outside. Versus lefty, and then Hayden follows it up, finds his own. Strike one. So an even 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. It's outside, off the glove of Osby Contreras for ball two. So a 2-1 count. Hayden delivers. This one chopped right back over to Marniak. Marniak does a good job yet again. That's two now for Bodie Marniak that he has soloed. With him grounding out over to first.
Now batting right field.
Able to drop down, backhands it.
Russell.
That's how Russell will come to the plate with one away already here. And Matt Russell smacks this over to third. Throw to Marniak is in time. Zach Huff gets you a little 5-3 out here, and that's two away. So Carter Hayden looking to make this a quick inning. Brings Colin McClune.
Number 25, Colin McClune.
He'll come to the plate for his first plate appearance. This pitch in there. It's a nice throw. Strike one. Carter Hayden delivers. Doesn't get the call, but I think he should have. And McClune lifts this. That'll go down as a base hit out into the gap between right and center field. And McClune will dig in for second. And he'll get it. So with two outs, Colin McClune.
Now batting number 10, second baseman.
Able to slide in to second. Culver will come to the plate now. 2 away. And this pitch just missed inside, drops in. 2-0 now is Hayden again. Couldn't find the zone. And this is popped. That'll go as a base hit. And throw to Martiak. And McClune will slide in, and some confusion in. I think the throw was on point. Either way, run scores. RBI single for Kai Covert. So Ripken Street will come to the plate. And Covert was already on the move. And Contreras is pointing like, what are we doing? Carter Hayden didn't even really peek, and they just really quickly went. So 1-1 count here as Hayden follows up the first pitch, which was a ball with a strike, then comes back inside. Ball 2. And needing to settle in here a little bit. I think he's maybe starting to get just a little bit flustered. 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. Down in the dirt. 3-1 count. Pitch in there for strike 2. So full count. Carter Hayden with the payoff pitch, trying to get you out in the inning after only giving up 1. Peeks back over shoulder, delivers this one, fouled away. Pitch from Hayden. This one sent over to short. Bird. Little hop. Fires, and that throw is in time to retire the side. So, couple base hits, a run scores, but nothing more for Westlake. Austin High trails by 1, 2 frames in, heading into the top of the third. And Dane Calvert will get it started when we come back. Top of the third, here we go. Get you set up. Dane Calvert comes back to the plate.
Now batting second baseman, number 2, Dane Calvert.
Maroons trail by 1. Calvert can maybe help try and change their fortune. Takes this pitch from Breitenbach. Ball 1. In there for ball 2. So Calvert in a pretty good spot. Carter Hayden is on deck. It's ball 3. Breitenbach misses high and away from Dane Calvert. So far, Breitenbach's been about all over the zone except in it. And there's ball 4. So Maroons need base runners. They get one here with Dane Calvert and nobody out for Carter Hayden to come to the plate and work with. And we will have our first meeting on the mound here between the two teams tonight. Breitenbach will be spoken to. He is alone. Looks like the pitching coach out there to talk to Breitenbach, kind of just help him settle down, get his head on straight. Tony Dominguez out in the pen here. Doing some thrown back and forth a little bit. Staying loose most likely in case he is called upon. Here's Carter Hayden. Nobody out, runner on. Maroons have had a couple base runners here tonight through 3 innings. They've been left stranded, including when Charlie Dice at the top of the first got caught stealing second. Pitch on the way, bunt laid down by Carter Hayden. That gets past Breitenbach, and Breitenbach can't get his hand on it. And so that'll go down as another error, but most importantly, Austin High now has a pair of base runners. And Coach A calling for a substitution. He wants a courtesy runner for Carter Hayden. That'll be Austin Biscaglio, who will take his place out there at first so that Carter Hayden can resume his duties. Nice job by Carter Hayden. Comes out, has a plan, lays a bunt down, gives Maroons a pair of runners. For Bodie Martiak, nobody out. Martiak showing bunt. Pulls it back. Gets through. It's a good job by Rincon. And that'll go for ball 1. And they get the official call around. Safe. Reset here for you. 2-1 count here for Charlie Dice. Welcoming back in. Had to do a little reset. It was just so bizarre. You know, it's kind of been off and on. You have spots that, you know, we're cruising along. It'll just kind of hit like a little dead spot. And then, you know, you stop it, you restart it, we're cruising along again. Strike 2 here for Charlie Dice. And a 2-2 count. Pitch on the way from Breitenbach. That's fouled off. Swing strikeout. Calvert will come aboard, and Dice will be safe at first. Runners at the corners as the Maroons tie it up. Westlake coming out to argue the point. So only the one out, runners at the corners, and a tie ball game here again with Patrick Bird stepping to the plate. Gives him something to work with. Pitch on the way from Breitenbach. Bird lifts it. It's a base hit. Dice gets on his horse. Rounding second. Coach A gives him the sign. He'll dig for home. And Bird with a stand-up double gives the Maroons the lead.
Up to bat.
A 2 RBI double for Patrick Bird, and Austin High takes a 3-1 lead here in the top of the third, only the one out. And a runner in scoring position. Pitch on the way from Reitenbach. Whalen, check swing. I'll sit over the zone for ball one. One 0 count. Pitch from Breitenbach, and Whalen with a big hack there. Just misses. 1-1 count. He was swinging for the fences. Nearly swung himself out of his shoes with a miss. 1-1 count. 1 out. Pitch on the way from Breitenbach. Check swing. They'll say Whalen came around. I don't think it would have mattered even if he hadn't. Strike two, Whalen misses. Strike three. And Landon Shipper now comes to the plate for the Maroons. As now Austin High with 2 outs. Shipper pops this into foul territory. It'll just skip its way over. And it's a nice job by Shipper. Takes for ball one. Even 1-1 count. Swing and a miss from Landon Shipper. Strike two for him. And Shipper fouls this one off. One-two count. Shipper calls time, steps back. Breitenbach in a little bit of a spot here. So is Shipper. And that goes for ball two. 2-2 count. 2 away. Shipper. Pinch from Breitenbach. Just can't catch up with it. You can tell he's frustrated with it. Wants it back. Just couldn't get the barrel around and enough to make contact. But we're through 2.5. Maroons have a 3-1 lead heading into the bottom of the third. I'll see what Westlake has in store to try and answer what Carter Hayden's been dishing out here tonight. 3-1 here on the Vibe Live Network. We'll be right back after a word from Horizon Bank.
At Horizon Bank, we're from here. With over 100 years of experience serving Central Texas customers and headquartered right here in downtown Austin, we're proud to support our community and the athletes who keep it strong. Stop by any of our Austin and Central Texas locations and see how we can help you meet your goals. We'd love to meet you. Or you can visit us on the web at horizonbank.com.
And the fourth and final winner for this drawing, Jack Monty.
Well, we got a little raffle going out here. Man, you do it all out here sometimes. You got the raffle going. You got giveaways going on the Westlake side of things. You've got, prizes being given out. It's youth night to go with it. Kids alternating between the baseball field here, the soccer field just behind us where a match is taking place. No different than being out at Burger. You just maybe have a little bit of a longer walk to get from one to the other. Well, Lane Johnson will come back up. He grounded out his last time up. He'll look to change his fortune here as Carter Hayden looks to keep his Maroons out in front. We'll take a quick minute here, pull up the scores for you on what's been taking place, how we got here for those of you just tuning in. As Johnson pops that one. So it's a 1-1 count here for Lane Johnson. Not to be confused, by the way, with Philadelphia Eagle left tackle and probably future Hall of Famer, that Lane Johnson. Different Lane Johnson. 2-1 count here for him. Pitch on the way. This one downstairs. Ball 3 from Carter Hayden. Oh, but we promised you the numbers. Here's how we got here. I am all backwards, though, unfortunately.
Now batting shortstop, number 4.
Johnson will get on with a walk. Maroons do not have an error. Westlake does here for them tonight. There we go. Got myself all sorted back out here. So that's how we got here. They do have one on here. And Johnson, Austin Knox lays this one down and scooped up by Calvert. Fires over to Martiak. Very quick out there. Johnson does advance into scoring position. That'll bring up Mateo Rincon. Seem to be buffering here. We'll take the stream down just real quick, and we'll be right back in just a moment. Or maybe not. Hey, just sort itself out. See, sometimes you just have to throw. See, I told you didn't miss much. Welcome back. Ball 1 here for Rincon. Johnson has moved all the way down. He's 90 feet away from scoring here tonight. 2-0 count. Big thanks, of course, to our sponsors. You'll see them not just the commercials, but the ads that'll rotate through in the top right corner of your screen. We'll shout them out too. Lowy Law Firm, Prominent Title, and, of course, Rigby Slack. As Carter Hayden up to ball 3 here. And comes back, finds his own. Strike 1, 3-1 count here for Rincon. This pitch drops in. Beautiful pitch from Carter Hayden. 3-2 count. Payoff pitch on the way from the windup. Down low, below the zone, ball 4. I'll put runners at the corners here. Mateo Rincon will get on with a walk. And Coach A will come out and have a conversation. with his infield and with Carter Hayden, who's starting this night out. He's been pretty good. Got to get him to kind of dial it back in and settle in here. He's got runners on the corners, but he does have one out. If Carter Hayden can figure out a way to just keep finding the zone here, can get Austin High out of this, certainly want to get out of here without giving up a run. Certainly want to get out of here without giving up two, which would tie it up.
Now batting DH, number 27, Owen Strange.
And Hayden will step off. Doesn't even get going. Hayden finds his own there. One strike here. So 0-1 count. He'll step off. Has to be careful. Has to be careful. This skips and bounces off the back of the courtesy runner. It'll score a run for Westlake. Not only that, it'll be safe on the steal. It was a good job by Carter Hayden. He timed it just right. Steps off the mound. And all of a sudden, they now only lead by one. Colton Stevens out there as a courtesy runner. It's a base hit. Dice able to field it. Now once again, runners at the corners.
Now batting left fielder, number 18, Hayden Chung.
So Chung comes to the plate. One out here for Austin High. Two on the corners here for Westlake. And this pitch fouled off. The 0-1 count. Hayden will step off again. This one ripped back to Bodie Martiak. What a stop by Martiak. But the tying run will score.
Now batting right fielder, number 30, Brandon.
Just ripped it down. Ground ball down the first base line, and when you already have a head of steam coming down about, 3/4 of the way down the line to the plate, lends itself to Martiak just having to tag up and take out, get the out that you can. It's an out closer to being out of the inning. This popped right back. Carter Hayden pops it off the glove. Underhand toss to Bodie Martiak. Gets you out of the inning, but Westlake is able to tie it up. They do leave one stranded. Well, we're all tied. 3 apiece through 3 frames here from Westlake. We'll be back right after a word from Horizon Bank here on the Vibe Live Network.
At Horizon Bank, we're from here. With over 100 years of experience serving Central Texas customers and headquartered right here in downtown Austin, we're proud to support our community and the athletes who keep it strong. Stop by any of our Austin and Central Texas locations and see how we can help you meet your goals. We'd love to meet you, or you can visit us on the web at horizonbank.com.
Hi, I'm Jenny Covert. Welcome to Covert Chevrolet in beautiful Bastrop, Texas, where small town values drive big time savings. At Covert Bastrop, we understand what matters to you most. A good deal, great service, and dealing with people you trust. What matters to you matters to us. Rooted in family values since 1909, the Coverts have been serving Central Texas for 6 generations. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Chevrolet, Highway 71 in Bastrop. Together, let's drive. CovertBastrop.com.
Welcome back in. Let's get you set up, get you started. On the way. Well, it has been a night for the Maroons. Got out to a pretty good start, 3-0.
For the Westlake Chaparrals, Porter Saltzman.
But then an error by Austin High helps Westlake to tie things back up. 3 apiece, an error by each. Westlake, 3 runs scored on 3 hits. Austin High, 3 runs scored on 2 hits, both teams with an error. That's about how we got here to this point tonight here for the Maroons. Contreras will get you started. He'll lead off the 4th. And a tie game. And Contreras rips this down the line to 3rd. Won't beat the throw over to 1st. And that's 1 away here for the Maroons. Does bring up Dane Calvert. Or excuse me, Huff. Got ahead of myself. And Zach Huff will foul this one away. Oh, 1 count. Wind up. Hard throw in there from Breitenbach. The 0-2 count. And another hard throw. This one fouled off. Excuse me, it is not Breitenbach anymore. Patrick Saltzman is on the mound here for Westlake. He's got a kind of a funky delivery. It's like a trebuchet the way he throws this. He will come all the way back and heave himself full body into it, his mechanics. Like I said, it's like watching a trebuchet. And then Parker Saltzman calls time here to have a conversation with Rincon, get them on the same page. I mean, like Saltzman has he hurled himself so much into some of his pitches coming overhand in the way that he does. He's lost his hat. His jersey's come untucked a little bit. It's half. It's like, like that scene from Uncharted. You get the half tucked in shirt, half untucked look. Wind up here from Saltzman. Hurls this one in there, and that'll go for a ball. 2-2 count. I think our scorekeeper fell asleep on the job here. There's only the 1 out. Pitch on the way. Down, ball 3. Full count here for Zach Huff. And Huff will get on with a walk. And now we will see Dane Calvert come to the plate.
Now batting number 2, Dane Calvert.
So 1 on, 1 away That's how Calvert steps to the plate here for the Maroons. Pitch. Calvert rips this down the line to third. The throw to second is in time. Not the throw to first. Actually, Huff has not come off. He was waiting for the umpire to tell him he was out. It's just smart. So that'll hold a runner at first. Lead runner gets tagged out on the throw to second. And so Calvert will hold the bag at first. Carter Hayden will now come to the plate. Two outs. Here for the Maroons. Pitch on the way here from Saltzman. Finds his own, strike one. Saltzman peeks over shoulder, back at first. Heaves. Strike two as Carter Hayden slashes over the top of it. And Calvert on the move. That one skips its way in and rolls its way out into shallow left. That'll go down as a ball. As Calvert was on the move, he'll get a steal in the scorebook either way. 1-2 count here for Carter Hayden. Saltzman peeks over, slings this one in there for ball two. So an even 2-2 count. Hayden, after starting down in the count 0-2, has worked this back to an even count. Can he work it full? Or find something he likes and take it for a ride? Pitch on the way from Saltzman. This one in there for strike three. That'll sit Carter Hayden down. He'll go down looking. Give him the backwards K in the books, and the Maroons leave one stranded. Still tied at 3 as we turn to the bottom of the fourth here on the Vibe Live Network.
Nance Orthodontics is committed to providing the highest quality orthodontics for the Austin community. Dr. Nance is a board-certified orthodontist and offers Invisalign and braces to create beautiful smiles. Our friendly team is passionate about creating beautiful, life-changing smiles for all ages. With the latest technological advances, patient comfort and happiness are our highest priority. Give us a call for your complimentary consultation today.
Welcome back in here on the Vibe Live Network, your home for Austin High Maroon baseball. David Roy here in the broadcast booth. Let's give you a quick peek of what's yet to come here for the Maroons. Not just through the remainder of the night, But Austin High's next 7 games on the left-hand corner and the left side of your screen here. So I have the Westlake game, game 2 of this series. That'll take place Friday night at 7:30. Then next week, the Aiken series, 5 o'clock start on Tuesday, 6 o'clock start on Thursday. Very important. Note the time change. With Friday being Good Friday, that game gets moved up to the Thursday spot. Still out at Burger Field, still at 6 o'clock. But important to note that. Then also High gets a little bit of time off. Their next game won't be until April 10th. It'll be a non-district game. They'll take on San Marcos. That'll be at Burger Field. 7:30 start there. Really, 7:30 starts the rest of the way. As after the San Marcos game, they'll have the Bowie series. Of course, the home and home being out at Burger Field. And then that other 7:30 game, the game 1 of the Lake Travis series, looming on the horizon. That's how Austin High will end their season. Taking on Lake Travis. Carter Hayden working out to a 2-2 count here for the Maroons. And Colin McClune takes, that's ball 3, full count here. Bottom of the 4th. Hayden with a full 3-2 count. The wind-up pitch. Well off the plate. And that'll lead to a walk of McClune. Puts on one, brings Kai Covert to the plate here for Westlake. Bradley Rodriguez working in the pen with Biscaglio. For the Maroons, 1-0 count here. Carter Hayden comes back, throw over to Martiak at first. Trying to hold McClune there. Kai Covert up to the plate with a 1-0 count. Pitch on the way. Covert fouls this. Evens up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch on the way. Bunt attempt laid down by Covert. That'll roll foul. So it'll be a 1-2 count here for Kai Covert. So Covert staying in on the 1-2. Carter Hayden throw back to first. Pitch, Covert snaps it down the line. The throw from third over to first is in time. McClune had a head of steam. He was on the move already. He was going to go for the steal regardless of the outcome. So he does move over to second, but the ground out helps Austin High. Does put one in scoring position here for Ripken Street to come to the plate. Ground out his last time out. And Shows bunt. Contreras came up ready off of that one in case McClune. So can't close the book yet on Carter Hayden. Bradley Rodriguez will take his place on the mound, though. Hayden's still responsible for the runner at third. And Colin McClune, but Rodriguez going to try and get you out of this inning. Close game. Normally I'd say, let Hayden kind of work himself out. And certainly I think he's earned that. I think he's been pretty good on the mound here tonight. But at the other same time, if there's any kind of fatigue, if you're kind of managing something, if he's maybe dealing with some kind of a soreness or anything like that, certainly I understand pulling him. And not sure if, he signaled if something was bothering him or what. I think I would have liked to see Carter Hayden just try to finish the inning and see if he can't get you out of Dodge there a little bit. Because, again, he's backed up. He's got 2 outs. I get the runner at third, but it's a tie game. I wouldn't be too worried about things running away on you. Now, the flip side, of course, then to it, if Rodriguez can come in, be effective here through the rest of this, kind of split this game, it does raise questions, though, about what you're going to do at Pitcher Friday, but I guess save Friday's problems for Friday, right? I mean, at this point, because you're in a game right now, right? And if you can come into Westlake, tie game, I mean, respect to Coach A, pull out all the stops, man. Throw it, throw the kitchen sink at Westlake. Especially when you've got Johnson coming up as a leadoff. I mean, throw the book at him. Give it all to him. Don't come away thinking, man, you should have done this. And, you're always going to kind of have that second-guessing coaching mentality. But at the same time, if you can get out of this with a tie game in the bottom of the fourth, make a game of it, Coach A. Here's Rodriguez. Just finds the outside corner. Go for ball 1. Because, that's the thing of it, right? If you can, you're in a game and maybe you weren't expecting to be in one, runner on the move here. Oh, they didn't give him 2 outs. Okay. So there was a runner at the corner. Street got on. I thought he had struck out. See, at that point, it does, kind of change things, then a little bit. Understand it, right? Pull Carter. Again, if he's dealing with something, but again, kind of a somewhat off night for Carter Hayden, too. Let Rodriguez come in with runners at the corners trying to close this out. As this popped in the air, Huff ranging. Huff's got it for the out. In foul territory. There's out number 2. Runner will advance from first to second on some defensive indifference as a result.
Number 4, Austin Knox.
But that'll bring Knox to the plate. 2 outs, 2 on and in scoring position. And Coach A coming out. And Coach A saying just put Knox at first. We don't want to mess with him. So they intentionally walk Austin Knox. That loads up the bases and brings up Mateo Rincon for Bradley Rodriguez. Boy, what a faith you have in Rodriguez to put him in this spot. 2 outs, bases loaded. And Rodriguez going to have to do the work to show that his coach's faith in him is not unfounded. But man, I mean, it's not a knock on Rodriguez at all, but it is a commentary in and of itself as how Coach A feels about Bradley Rodriguez on the mound right now. To willingly walk Knox and load the bases for Rincon. And Rodriguez comes back. He's evened up the count 1-1. Pitch on the way. Good block there by Contreras. That'll go, though, for ball 2. Two 2-1 count. It had all the makings of what Austin High needed to get out of the inning and keep it tied. And instead, Calvert fumbled with it, trying to field it off the ground ball. And then the throw pulled Martiak off the bag. And so just unfortunate circumstances lead to a 2-run lead for Westlake. One count here for Rodriguez. And ball 4. Loads the bases again.
Left fielder, number 18, Hayden Chung.
I'll bring Hayden Chung to the plate with the loaded bases. One count. Bases loaded. Pitch on the way. This one popped in the air. Zach Huff sells underneath it to retire the side. But the Maroons, tough spot. Had it tied. They'll now go into the top of the 5th. Down 2. 5-3 our score with Westlake out in front. See what answers the Maroons have at the plate for Parker Saltzman when we return. You're watching the Vibe Live Network, your home for Maroon baseball. We'll be back right after this.
Almost every day, banking touches some aspect of your life, from growing your business, saving for retirement, or planning for future generations of your family. That's why it's so important to pick the right financial partner. The good folks at Plains Capital Bank have deep roots in Austin, serving Central Texas owned and operated businesses for over 20 years, from commercial real estate to managing your wealth. You can find them at plainscapital.com or call them at 457-7500. And when you talk to them, be sure to tell you that my friend Paul said hello, member FDIC.
Maroon Baseball is supported by Austin's oldest independently run pharmacy, Terrytown Pharmacy. Founded in 1941, Terrytown Pharmacy has been family-owned and operated since 1950, and the Newberry family is loyal forever. Visit Terrytown for great customer service, incredible gifts, and necessities. If you haven't transferred your prescriptions yet, give them a call. Thank you, Terrytown Pharmacy, for your consistent annual support of Maroon Athletics. Terrytown Pharmacy, online at terrytownpharmacy.com.
Welcome back in here on the Vibe Live Network. Parker Saltzman still working on the mound here for the Chaparrals. Austin High now finds themselves down 2, top of the inning. And Martiak, check swing, doesn't come around, doesn't matter. Strike 1 here for Saltzman. 0-1 count for Martiak. Pitch on the way. And Saltzman. 0-1 pitch. Sits high above the zone. 1-1 count. Saltzman fires. Martiak takes that one for strike 2. Doesn't even get the bat off the shoulder. It's a 1-2 count here for Bodie Martiak. Pitch on the way from Saltzman, in there for strike 3. I'll bring Charlie Dice.
Number 4, Charles Dice.
Will come to the plate for the Maroons. 1 out. Austin High needs a couple base runners to tie this game back up. Dice has to duck underneath that one. Ball 1 here on the count. And Dice fouls away the 1-0 pitch. So 1-1 count. Dice rips this one. What a play by Austin Knox out at shortstop. Was a line drive off the barrel of the bat. If he could have gotten it up and over Dice's head, would have gone for a base hit.
Number 6,
And Knox able to snag it. So Patrick Bird will come to the plate. With 2 outs. Pitch on the way from Saltzman. Bird just underneath it. 0-1 count. Saltzman fires this one. Check swing. Bird does not come around. So 1-1 count. Here for Patrick Bird. Pitch on the way from Saltzman. That does land in there for strike 2. I think Bird thought it might stay out of the zone. Falls into it. 1-2 count. Saltzman from the windup. Fires. Bird rips this one out into the gap between left and center field. And it'll be a base hit for Patrick Bird. I'll bring Luke Whalen to the plate.
Number 3, Luke Whalen.
Whalen can get a base hit. Would put him on and help advance the Maroon cause. Two outs here. Whalen at the plate. Bird A little shimmy back and forth out there in the base paths. 1-0 count. Pitch on the way from Saltzman. Luke Whalen rips this out into the gap between shortstop and second, and that'll put 2 on the bags for the Maroons. I'll bring up Jason Martinez. So wondered about Martinez. Now he'll come in. For Landon Shipper.
Pinch hitter Jason Martinez.
Martinez had tweaked his arm. Last week against Dripping Springs in Game 2 of that series. In the 11-0 loss that Austin High suffered. Out in Dripping. Pitch on the way from Saltzman. This one. Rincon can't block, and he made the throw, and it would have been in time, but Covert couldn't hold on. And so now the tying run for the Maroons is at second. Luke Whalen gets on with a passed ball. Big spot here for Martinez. Pitch on the way. This one. Ooh. They're going to say a catch to the outside corner of the plate. I don't agree with the call. I thought that should be ball 2. I thought it was off by about a good 3-4 inches outside. Here's the 1-1. Pitch on the way from Saltzman. Martinez flex like he was going to go after it. Doesn't. 2-1 the count. Saltzman fires. Martinez pops this over to short. The throw to first in time. And Jason Martinez, valiant effort, but pair left stranded for the Maroons. We'll turn over. Bottom of the 5th. Westlake still leads 5-3 here on the Vibe Live Network.
Huh. Guess I'll call radio.
Hey, come back here. I got this.
I just didn't feel appreciated. I was leaking for days and they never helped.
Here, this will help.
Your toilet shouldn't run. But if it does, call Radiant.
Welcome back in here on the Vibe Live Network. Had some up and down connection issues, but overall, hoping we're in an okay spot here.
Now out in the right field, number 30, Bennett.
So Bennett Russell will come to the plate for Westlake here, the Chaparrals. Lead 5-3. Bradley Rodriguez looks to go back to work off the mound, hoping to keep it from being a continued issue. And he'll come out firing, throwing strikes. Starts out 0-1, comes back. This one ripped right over to Patrick Bird. He'll snag it. There we go. Should be fixed. For good this time. I don't know what it is, because we done some things, we tweaked some things to try and improve, the visual quality and everything else, and it just kind of seems like, I think it's just Westlake. I think it's just being out here, because we haven't had some of these problems out, back at Burker Field, out at home. So I had to tweak some things. 1-2 count. Should be okay now. Should be all set. We keep kind of tweaking with things, trying to make sure you folks at home are enjoying it, trying to keep the video fidelity as high as we possibly can, but at the same time, don't want to make it impossible for you to watch. So 2-2 count. Rodriguez, pitch. Has to be blocked by Contreras. Just off the plate, working away from Colin McClune. Rodriguez, it's a little deal on the rosin bag. 3-2 count. Pitch on the way. Ball 4. I don't agree with that call, but I'm not the umpire either. Still 1 out, but now 1 on as McClune gets on a ball 4. Kai Covert now will step to the plate.
Pinch runner number 14, Caleb Garner.
So Caleb Warner will step in at first as the courtesy runner for McClune. On a night where Westlake leads 5-3, Austin High. And Bradley Rodriguez trying to just keep it in reach. Motto of the night right now, if you're Austin High, just keep it in reach for your batting order to sort things out and try and answer here. 1-0 count. Rodriguez fires this one in there. Missed and follows up. Fits it into the zone. 1-1 count. With a 1 out. Throw back over to first. Holds Warner there. Major League Baseball opening night tomorrow night on Netflix, of all things, is Contreras. The throw, again, would have been in time, but it just skips off Calvert's glove. I think Dane just kind of started thinking about the tag at second instead of the snag. Bird comes over to keep this from being any extra bases on any kind of an error. As Rodriguez misses. Contreras with a nice block on the ball. Two count. Rodriguez steps off, tries to reset himself. No problem with that whatsoever if you're Austin High, and that's why. Strike 3, sits Covert down swinging.
Now batting third baseman, number 20, Griffin Street.
So another K for Rodriguez got put up. Here's strike one. One count here for Street. Ripken Street able to make contact. That gets popped. Sits down in front of Luke Whalen. And a run will score for Westlake. And Ripken Street.
Center fielder, number 1, Lane.
Gets on. Base hit single, RBI single, to extend this lead to 6-3 for Westlake. 2 outs here, though, for Rodriguez, with Johnson coming to the plate and a runner at first. Rodriguez sets, delivers. It's in there for a really pretty strike. He's got that more conventional 3/4 sidearm throwing angle or arm slot when on the mound. Comes back, throw over to first in time. One pitch. Goes for ball one. Defensive indifference. Allows the runner to advance over to second. So it puts one in scoring position, 2 away. Rodriguez. The 1-1 pitch fouled away. So Johnson down to his last strike with a 1-2 count. If Rodriguez can pick this up, can get the Maroons out of the inning, only giving up the 1 run, Rodriguez will step off. The 1-2, swing and a miss by Lane Johnson. That's a big strike 3 from Bradley Rodriguez. Gets you out of the inning. Leaves one stranded. Did give up a run, but we've seen Austin High already tonight score 3 in an inning. That came in the top of the 3rd. 6-3. Westlake leads. The Maroons, they got some time. They just need some base runners. We'll see if they can pick some up when we come back here on the Vibe Live Network. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Prominent Title, Delta Millworks, Louis Law Firm, Rigby Slack, Horizon Bank, Covert Chevrolet, Nance Orthodontics, Plains Capital Bank, Tarrytown Pharmacy, and of course Radiant Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning. Well, let's take a look at the numbers, how we got here. And it has been tough sledding for Austin High after A really strong look earlier. 3 runs scored, top of the third, got him out to a 3-1 lead. Give up 2 runs at the bottom of that third inning, 2 more in the bottom of the fourth, and then another just now bottom of the 5th inning. So Austin High has seen their 2-run lead dwindle and instead put them in a 3-run deficit here tonight. As we turn top of the 6th inning here for Osby Contreras. Which he will foul off. Oh, 1 count here for Contreras. Maroons need some base runners. They need them badly as Saltzman will miss way outside, working away from Osby Contreras in that right-handed batter's box. 1-1 count. Saltzman, the wind-up, pitch on the way. Contreras smacks that right back down, right in front of the plate. 1-2 the count now for Osby Contreras. So the 1-2 count. Pitch. Too far inside and a little bit upstairs. Evens the count at 2-2. Good spot for Contreras to be in. Pitch on the way. In there, and that'll go down as a backwards K in the books. Contreras couldn't get the bat off the shoulder. It's 1 away. I'll bring Zach Huff to the plate. Like I said, Maroons need base runners. Got to get Contreras. Got to get Huff on. Just any means necessary right now if you're Austin High. This will go inside for ball 1. But Huff's got to figure out a way to get on. And Austin High's going to need a couple more. They trail by 3, so they need at least 3 to come around to tie this up. Pitch on the way from Saltzman. Huff fouls this off. Evens the count. Saltzman wind up, fires in there, strike 2 for Huff. Didn't even swing at it. And I think part of it is Saltzman's thrown motion. I think it's throwing guys. Now, you've seen it a little bit, though, so you're going to have, got to have an adjustment in mind, got to have a plan at the plate. But this kind of trebuchet throwing motion that Saltzman brings, that gets fouled off. That is into the soccer stadium. That's a pretty good carry by Huff. You got to warn the soccer audience at that point. Pitch on the way from Saltzman. Huff rips that back, ground out over to short. Throw to first is in time. And that's 2 away here for the Maroons. That'll sit Huff down. And we'll bring Ames Alejandro to the plate in lieu of Dane Calvert. And then, of course, Rodriguez on deck. In behind him. So Ames Alejandro. Pitch on the way. Alejandro swing and miss. Chopped over the top of that one, strike one. Oh, 1 count here for Alejandro. Saltzman delivers, and Alejandro cuts over the top of that one too. So 0-2 count. Saltzman, the windup, pitch on the way. Strike three. Down goes Alejandro swinging, excuse me. He was looking and swinging at it. Unless he's one of those, kind of like the Looney Tunes cartoons, which I don't think he is. That, you squeeze your eyes shut as you swing. And don't think that's Ames Alejandro up there at the plate. But regardless, does go down on strikes, goes down swinging. And Westlake brings a 3-run lead into the bottom of the inning. Bottom half of the 6th on the way when we come back here on the Vipe Live Network after a word from our sponsor.
At Horizon Bank, we're from here. With over 100 years of experience serving Central Texas customers and headquartered right here in downtown Austin, we're proud to support our community and the athletes who keep it strong. Stop by any of our Austin and Central Texas locations and see how we can help you meet your goals. We'd love to meet you. Or you can visit us on the web at horizonbank.com.
Welcome back in. David Arroyo here on the Vipe Live Network, your home for Maroon Baseball.
Your stop, number 4, Austin Knox.
Opening day starts tomorrow on Netflix, tomorrow night at 7. Giants, Yankees. Get you started on the Major League campaign. And then, of course, you got later. Just in a few weeks, it feels like already. The NFL draft coming up. Coming towards the end of baseball season here. It's a wild time. Still got a few district series left to run through. You still have the Aiken series, Lake Travis series, and the Bowie series. All still to come. And, of course, Game 2 of this series taking place later this week on Friday night back at Burger Field. It's a 7:30 start. Of course, I'll be there even earlier than I would be normally. They got me double dipping this week. I'm filling in for the Bowie crew. So I have a first-hand look at Bowie. So, benefits, right? Benefits come in all shapes and sizes. As Rodriguez, ball 4, walks Austin Knox. They'll have a courtesy runner out there for him. Rincon will be up at the plate. That'll put one on.
Number 6.
It just as a observation from Austin High, it almost feels like after that 4th inning, right? Austin High, there was a lot of energy from Austin High, not just from the fan side, but from the team. When they got, that 3 runs, they scored, and they were on top. And that energy was still there even when they had, when Westlake had tied it back up. Those 2 runs came back, they scored, bottom of that 3rd inning. It was still 3-3, right? And there was still this energy as a bunt laid down by Rincon stays fair. Huff sliding and couldn't come up with it. So a nice little drag bunt there by Rincon. Allows him to advance. Gets on a bag. Huff couldn't field it in time. It was a pretty good job by Rincon. And brings up Strain, but back to that point, so Austin High, bottom of the 2nd, Westlake scores a run. It's a 1-0 game. Top of the 3rd rolls around. Austin High, 3 runs scored, 3-1 lead. But Westlake scores 2 as a pass ball here from Contreras. Tried to block it, and it just kind of bounced away from him. So 90 feet given up there, 1-0 count. 2 runs get scored, bottom of the 3rd. Westlake ties it. It's 3-3. Even then, there's still this energy that Austin High kind of, is feeling themselves, right? Hey, we're in this. As this gets ripped, and that'll be fouled off. Strain thought he might have ripped one over the wall. Does not. So it'll be a 1-1 count here for Owen Strain. But so it's even going into the bottom of the 5th. It really feels like the tide flipped back on Austin High. Bottom of the 5th, 2 runs scored. As Strain lifts this one out to center, Luke Whalen gets on his horse, snags it. Throw to Bird, and Huff is a cutoff. Well, the run will score. Gives a 7-3 lead here for Westlake.
Left fielder number 18, Hayden Chung.
Brings up Chung here for Westlake. It just really kind of feels like that bottom of the 5th after giving up those 2 runs, and kind of in the middle of that, and Rodriguez having to come in. It just kind of feels like Austin High kind of fell into this rut, I guess you could say. Kind of the, kind of this here we go again mentality, right? And it's tough sometimes to break out of that as a team when, you've gone up against this school before and, you've had some things not go your way, and hit by pitch there. Chung will get on a bag. It's 2 on here for Westlake, and it just kind of felt like Austin High had built themselves up, right? Tie game, energy's high, confidence high, 2 runs scored, and it just kind of all came crashing back down on Austin High. And now it's almost like since then, and I hate saying it, they just kind of feel flat, right? Since those 2 runs given up, bottom of the 4th inning. And it's probably the best way to put it. It's probably the most apt way to put it, that it just feels flat, right? There's not this swagger to them like there was, back in the 3rd, even in the 4th. Like, it just, top of the 4th. Like, it's not there like it was. As Rodriguez fits this in here. 1-1 count. Bennett Russell is done. Lance Hayashi in here for Bennett Russell. Pitch on the way from Rodriguez. Ball 2. And I don't even. I mean, it just kind of feels like. I mean, even before Carter Hayden got pulled off the mound, it just Austin High just kind of felt flat. And I think they still kind of had that swagger to them, even when Rodriguez. Let me rephrase. They still had that swagger when Rodriguez came in, but I think after that fourth inning, that's when I think this really kind of mentality kind of reared itself, right? And, in fairness, as Rodriguez walks Hayashi here, they'll load the bases. Old habits die hard, right? And this is an Austin High team under, Coach A, third, fourth season now, that, they've kind of gotten used to being, the proverbial punching bags, right, of the Dripping Springs and the Lake Travis and the Westlakes of the district. And that you're competing for fourth place, right? You're fighting it out with Bowie. And it's just kind of, and some, that's kind of been ingrained, right? And, the toughest part, I think, of it is weeding out that mentality, right? It's the concept, believing that you are talented enough and skilled enough to hang with these cats. And take nothing away. Westlake's got a lot of talent. Dripping Springs got a lot of talent. But at some point, there needs to be some kind of a mentality switch. As Rodriguez wanted that pitch back. Off the plate, ball 1-1-2 count. At some point, you have to find a way to flip that switch internally, right? It's not, you can, and Coach A trying to rebuild this culture. You have it on the football side. Coach Cecil, kind of trying to put, his stamp on it. As there's strike 3 from Bradley Rodriguez. That'll put 2 away. Sits McClune down on strikes. Get put a backwards K next to his name.
Pitcher number 3, Collard.
And that'll bring in Collard as the pinch hitter here. And it's, and I get it. I mean, it's easier said than done, right? Changing that mentality, changing that kind of culture and that shift to where you don't get into these spots where all it takes is 2 runs and you think, okay, here we go again as a team and as being out there. And that's not easy. And unfortunately, you're not, you have the Lake Travis series, and then that's it. You're not really going to get necessarily a chance to work yourself out of that, save for with Dripping Springs. Do the district realignment. I mean, and keep this in mind. This is the last time for at least the next couple of seasons you're going to be coming out here. You don't come to Westlake now after this season, because next season with the district realignment, it's Buda. You'll be made, Buda Johnson, Buda Hayes will replace Westlake and Lake Travis in this district. And so, Austin High will be making trips south instead of, out west. There's a 3-1 count here for Rodriguez. Follows that up, strike 2. And so, it's all just kind of, I think, part of the equation. I mean, and it's tough, right? But at the same time, you understand it. I mean, size-wise, this gets fouled off on the payoff pitch. It sets you up to, it's kind of like a clean slate. I mean, for the longest time, Westlake and Lake Travis have been in this district, and it's been a 3-horse team. I mean, just, it didn't really matter too much what sport it was. This gets popped up. This would sit in foul territory, and it will sit foul. So it's been the proverbial 3-horse team. That, it's Dripping Springs, it's Lake Travis, it's Westlake, and then Austin Bowie are fighting for what's left. right? Kind of like, fighting for the dinner scraps at the table almost. That's about to change, right? But you got to think, it's games like this, right? Last season, Austin High able to steal a game from Dripping Springs. An opportunity here tonight. They had a chance to steal a game from Westlake. As that base hit gets through, 2 will score. That'll leave runners at the corners. And Coach A will come out. And looks like we'll have a change on the mound here. Maybe not. Maybe. So Martinez did go out and replace Landon Chipper, and Jason Martinez comes into the infield and gets handed the ball. So Jason Martinez will get to finish this game out on the mound. So kind of a return to form here for Martinez, kind of a chance. And again, we have no idea what happened last week. Something with the elbow. May have been preventive, may have been, him just saying, hey, something don't feel right, comes off. Kind of a chance for him to just kind of rework that, rehab that. Now, Bramble came out there. Brody Martiak came off. I think Coach A kind of seeing, okay, how... Welcome back. I'm blaming Westlake. Every time I think of, okay, I got our streaming issues. They're fixed. They're fixed, right? And all of a sudden, and we're cruising along, right? Everything seems fine. Everything's kosher. And then all of a sudden, it just, starts buffering on your guys' end, folks at home. And it just gets messy. I don't know why. It just kind of happens. So Martinez was going to give it a go. Throws a couple to try and warm himself up, and just comes off, tells Coach A, hey, arm's still a no. Still a no-go. And so they pull Martinez back off the field, and Tony Dominguez will take over here on the mound to close this out, and Martinez will have a word with the trainers, and they'll work on that throwing arm. So, kind of it really just kind of highlights, the kind of night that this has been, and that, I'd, re-emphasize where it's the proverbial, man, here we go again. Right, where it just sort of feels like once Westlake had taken the lead back, all the wind that was in Austin High sails, all the confidence, all the momentum that swung to their side, just got taken out of their sails, swung out of them, back to the Westlake side, and the Chaparrals never looked back. And it just kind of felt like Austin High's shoulders kind of sunk. And, it's just, you can just kind of see it. Go back and watch it if, you don't believe me. But from me watching it here, it just kind of seems like the body language of just about everybody not named Coach A, maybe a couple of the players, just sunk. Like a switch had been flipped. It's almost kind of like... It's almost kind of like, trying to think of the best analogy for this. It's like the robotic arm, right? That it's up and it's moving at the science fairs or whatever, or like, the Chuck E. Cheese animatronics are on the stage, whatever. And then it's like when the power shut, when they're on, like they're moving, they're grooving, everything else. Then you shut the power off and they just, kind of deflate, hunch over, whatever. And there's no juice. And this is kind of what it felt like here tonight, that once Westlake took that lead back, there was no juice. Nothing to be found. And, it's not for lack of trying. I think, also behind a couple base runners trying to get that back, and it just couldn't quite do it. As Dominguez Well, pull up a hit by pitch. That'll load the bases back up. He's got 2 outs to work with to try and get you out of the inning. Pitch on the way here from Dominguez. 2-2 count. Or 2-0 count, excuse me. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. There's the second 2. Johnson back at the plate, so we've turned the order over. And a pass ball here from Dominguez. Another run will come aboard. That'll give Westlake 10-3 lead. And a 3-0 count here from Dominguez. In other news, folks at home, this may interest you. This is kind of important for Austin High, by the way, folks. Bowie knocks off Dripping Springs at Burger Field earlier tonight. Final score 6-1. Bowie knocks off the Tigers of Dripping Springs. So a little bit of a shake up there at the top. Westlake's going to like seeing that. Dripping Springs gets handed their first district loss on the season, and to top it all off, it's now going to create a little bit more separation between Bowie and Austin High, which then puts even more weight on the Austin High Bowie series. Later this season. So that is not without its significance. One count here for Isaac Stock. And a 1-2 now, thanks to Dominguez. Took him a little bit, kind of find the zone here, but he has seemed to found it. Pitch on the way on the 1-2. This one ripped by Stock. Charlie Dice has to hit the brakes, let it bounce in front of him, and then throw to Huff. Trying to do too much. Trying to be a little too fancy. At least it kind of felt that way. He kind of flashed that glove behind him.
Hitter for the Chaps, number 22, Chase Broadhead.
2 come aboard. 12-3 lead here for the Chaparrals. Broadhead will now step to the plate. Off the 2 RBI single from Isaac Stock. Pitch on the way. This one outside. For ball 1 here for Tony Dominguez. Pitch on the way. In there. Strike 1. Keep coming back. That Bowie series now just has so much more weight to it. And it also kind of highlights, how important it was for Austin High earlier in the spot that they were in to try and steal a game in the series on the road. As there's a pretty strike two from Tony Dominguez. Broadhead waves over the top. Two count. Pitch on the way from Dominguez inside. Brings the count full. Sorry, runners are at first and second, not second and third, as was highlighted on the graphic. I hit the wrong button. But 2 on, 1 in scoring position. Full count, pitch, swing and a miss from Broadhead. I'll get you out of the inning. But 6 are scored by Westlake. Austin High make a comeback. They got their work cut out for them when we return here on the Vibe Live Network.
Hi, I'm Jenny Covert. Welcome to Covert Chevrolet in beautiful Bastrop, Texas, where small town values drive big time savings. At Covert Bastrop, we understand what matters to you most. A good deal, great service, and dealing with people you trust. What matters to you matters to us. Rooted in family values since 1909, the Coverts have been serving Central Texas for 6 generations. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Chevrolet, Highway 71 in Bastrop. Together, let's drive. CovertBastrop.com.
Nance Orthodontics is committed to providing the highest quality orthodontics for the Austin community. Dr. Nance is a board-certified orthodontist and offers Invisalign and braces to create beautiful smiles. Our friendly team is passionate about creating beautiful, life-changing smiles for all ages. With the latest technological advances, patient comfort and happiness are our highest priority. Give us a call for your complimentary consultation today.
Welcome back here on the Vibe Live Network. David Roy here in the broadcast booth. It started out tonight for Austin High looking like they might get to snatch a game on the road in this series against Westlake, which would have been a huge win, especially with the win tonight by Bowie over Dripping Springs. And instead, it just seems like the wheels have fallen off. Things have spiraled on the Maroons, and they now trail by 9 as we bring you into the top of the 7th. Jimmy Bramble will lead off here the top half of the inning.
Jimmy B.
So Bramble will stand in. Pitch on the way from Saltzman. I'll find the zone, strike 1 here for Bramble. The 0-1 pitch from Saltzman. Bramble gets underneath it, fouls it off over to the Westlake side. That'll set Bramble down in the count 0-2. Pitch on the way from Saltzman. Just over the zone, 1-2 count. Keeps Jimmy Bramble at the plate. With an opportunity here, Austin High needs several base runners. Bramble lifts this one into straightaway center. And that'll be out number 1 here for the Maroons. I'll turn the lineup over. Brings up Bodie Martiak.
Number 7, Bodie Martiak.
So turn the lineup over. Charlie Dice on deck here behind Martiak. Pitch on the way from Saltzman. Martiak pops this one up in the air and into foul territory. 0-1 count. Here's Saltzman from the windup. Fires. Martiak gets that in for a base hit. That's a good way to get things started, Bodie Martiak. Nice base hit. Puts one on for the Maroons. Brings up Charlie Dice. Parker Saltzman. A pitch upstairs here for Dice, up and over the zone. This pitch, Dice chops down the line to third. The throw to second is in time. Dice able to make the run down the line to first, though. That'll be 2 away. Brings up Bird.
Number 6, Patrick Bird.
So it does keep a runner on for the Maroons, but does get another out. So 2 away. That's how Patrick Bird steps to the plate with 1 out, 1 on, 2 outs. And down to their final out. Here's Bird. Takes from Saltzman. Strike 1. The 0-1 count. Saltzman pitch, checks swing. Bird doesn't come around. Evens up the count 1-1. Pitch on the way from Saltzman. Pass ball. Bounces off Mateo Rincon, and Dice able to advance down the line. Puts him in scoring position.
Let's go 6. Make him work, buddy.
2-1 count. Bird standing in. Pitch on the way from Saltzman. In there for strike 2. Evens up the count. 2's across the board here. Bird. Pitch on the way from Saltzman. That's upstairs. Hung on Saltzman. He was trying to get it to drop in. Just couldn't get it to do so. So 3-2 count. Full count here. Pitch on the way from Saltzman. Inside, ball 4. I'll put 2 on, and that's how Luke Whalen will come to the plate. for the Maroons.
Number 3, Luke Whalen.
Let's go, LT.
2 on, 2 away. Big spot here for Whalen. Pitch on the way from Saltzman. Whalen pops this and snagged. Ranging out from first base and an outstretched glove, able to catch it. And the Maroons can't get the job done here tonight, unfortunately. And they'll set Austin High back even further. And the race with Bowie. Whoa, what are we doing? Had some graphics and glitchiness going on here. It's something with Westlake, man. I mean, it just is. So put the numbers up on the screen. 12-3, the final score here.
Reminding players, head to the field to run the bases.
I'll pull up for you, too, the district standings here. They are not going to be completely updated based on what has happened here tonight. But it is not insignificant. So, to highlight, Dripping Springs Falls, they'll sit at 4-1. That should keep them in first place in the district. Westlake will improve to 3-0 in district on the win here tonight. Bowie improves to 3-2. That'll hold them at the 4th place spot in the district. Austin High will fall to 9-1 on the season, so right at that 500 mark. 2-3 though in district play. So a gap now, right, between them and Bowie. Before it was really a tie, maybe a half game back or what have you of Bowie. Now it's a game, right? There's a full game now, maybe a game and a half even, separating Bowie and Austin High from that 4th place race for a playoff spot. And it's the same thing, I've said before, right? It's a game of musical chairs. As long as you have a seat when the music stops, you're in good shape. The music hasn't stopped yet for Austin High, and I get the loss here tonight stings, especially because of how in reach it was. Again, a 3-1 lead at one point for Austin High. Coming out at the top of the 3rd, it was tied at 3 going into the top of the 4th, and they just couldn't follow through, couldn't finish on it at that point, and Westlake, the talent and everything else, just took over. And it was just a tough spot for Austin High, and now, you find yourself down, trailing by 9, and you lose by 9 on the road. Now you're going to have to try and figure out a way to take a game back after, by the way, going through a lot of your pitching rotation. It seems like you still don't have Martinez. We'll see if he'll give it a try on Friday night back at Burger Field or not, and where he stands there when we come back on that Friday night back at Burger Field for Game 2 of this series between Austin High and Westlake. As it stands, though, Austin High, like I said earlier tonight, it's just, once it seemed like Westlake had retaken the lead, the juice was gone from Austin High, and it just kind of felt like it just fell back into the here we go again mentality. And that's tough, and that's tough to overcome when you essentially defeat yourself. And that's kind of what it felt like. And again, go back, watch the tape, come back, tell me I'm wrong on Friday. I have no problems, owning that. I'll own that on the air. Like, that's fine. It just really just kind of felt like, just from watching it, the body language, once Westlake was back up 5-3, that 2-run lead, it all sunk, and it was deflating for Austin High. It's just what it felt like, what it looked like watching it. Now, all that being said, still have an opportunity to steal a game from Westlake. Might be able to steal a game from Lake Travis. Who knows? Definitely, though, it sets up. You're going to need that Aikens series, kind of a get-right series there with Aikens. Can't afford to slip up there, though. Can't afford to overlook Aikens. Have to play your best brand of ball there, and you certainly have to play your best brand of ball against a Bowie team that just beat Dripping Springs earlier tonight at Burger Field 6-1. That series later this month, or this next month, and we'll put the schedule back up on the screen for you folks at home to give you the perspective on just how important it is. We talked about, you saw the standings, you saw where things stand. Here's the schedule. I don't know why this is continuing to have problems, but we're having problems with our stream here. There we go. We'll wrap this up here soon. Just because, for whatever reason, we're having connection problems out, crazy. So this is your remaining district schedule. Westlake coming up Friday, Aikens next week. Really good get-right kind of series there for Austin High. Then you have the non-district game against San Marcos. You have a little bit of extra time there, a week off. San Marcos, kind of another prep game for the back half of the schedule, the last two series. Bowie, we've talked about that tonight. That's really crucial, especially now with a loss here tonight and the win by Bowie tonight against Dripping Springs. And then the Lake Travis series, game 1 starts at the end of April. Tough loss for Austin High. Certainly not the way you would have liked to have seen it go if you're the Maroons. But that'll do it. 12-3, the final score. Westlake comes out on top. That'll do it for us. Here on the Vibe Live Network, Westlake comes up with a win over Austin High. You've been watching the Vibe Live Network, your home for Maroon baseball. On behalf of our entire broadcast crew, Les Clary, our quality control assistant, our director of broadcasting, Merrill Bertrand, I'm David Roy, signing off here from Warner Field out here, Westlake, Texas, where the Chaparrals take a 12-3 win over the Maroons of Austin High. And that'll do it for us here on the Vibe Live Network. Game 2, Friday night, 7:30, back out at Burger Field. We'll see you then.